kind of nervous to talk about this. Just kind of. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute and I'm going through another hair phase again. I had red hair for, I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 months or something like that, and I totally got bored of it. I'm like, I miss the blonde. So here we are in transition to blonde. So I know it's a little messy, I know it's a little crazy, but that's just kind of how it is when you're dealing with your hair. So I kind of wanted to switch it up on my channel. I didn't really want to talk makeup, but I had just done my makeup, so I was like, I need to do something a little different. So I'm going to be doing a story time. So if you're interested in finding out how this happened to me, then please keep watching. Alright, so this happened to me when I was 17. I traveled to Central America, which is where my family is from. My parents are from a small country called El Salvador, and I traveled over there for my uncle's wedding. I was a part of the wedding party. So I arrived a couple days before the wedding. We went on with the ceremony and everything, and it was beautiful. My uncle and my new aunt went off on their honeymoon, and on their honeymoon they decided to buy a TV and have it shipped to their house back in El Salvador. So they wrote their address on the box of this TV and had it shipped back to their home. So when it arrived, they arrived a few days later. We opened up the box and we set up the TV upstairs, made it look really good, and we set it up on a nice table and we hooked it all up and everything. It was beautiful. So my aunt and uncle had just come back from their honeymoon, so a few days later they went back to work, regular life, you know how it is, and I continued on my vacation. I was there for almost 2 months. So since I had just arrived, I was now getting into my vacation mode. So one early morning, my aunt and uncle had gone off to work already, and I was home alone with my grandfather. My dad had purchased me a laptop so I can kind of entertain myself whenever I wasn't with people, because I mean, everybody still works, everybody still has their own day-to-day life, so they couldn't really entertain me all the time, so I had my own source of entertainment. So it was just one morning. I was laying in bed in my room and I was watching a movie on my computer, and all of a sudden I see a man standing in the hallway outside my room. Standing with him was my grandfather. So I got up and I went over to see like what was going on, what they were doing, and the man said to me, "Hi, your uncle has sent me over to pick up the TV. He said that it's damaged and that it needs repairs." So I kind of looked at him like, what? That TV is new? But I didn't say anything, which kind of saved my ass. So he continued to say that he had spoken to my uncle. He showed me his phone number and he showed me the address that he had with the clipboard and all the information, and even a signature that my uncle had given him. Okay? And so I said, okay, I guess. I mean, I thought it was weird, but my uncle didn't say anything to me. But then again, he's a really busy person. I'm like, maybe he didn't have time to speak to me about it or something, just kind of lost in transition. I'm not really sure, but I didn't doubt this man, so I unplugged the TV, I dusted it off, I cleaned it off a little, even though I hadn't been there that long. It just had collected a little bit of dust, so I cleaned it off. I opened his pocket and I dropped the remote in his pocket, and I wrapped the cord around the base of the TV and I kind of just said, okay, you can take it now. So On his way out, he saw that my uncle's laptop was on the couch in the living room, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, that laptop needs to be fixed as well, let me take that too. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I let him grab the laptop, and he already had like this big ass TV in his arms, so he grabbed the laptop, tucked it under his arm, and went on his way. And he left. He got into a car down the street, and we closed the door, and that was it. Later on, my mom called me, because my mom called me every day when I was there, especially after what happened. But this particular morning she called me a little bit later than she normally does, which is very strange, but she called me and I kind of explained to her what happened, and she's like, what? Oh my god. She's like, are you okay? Did he do anything to you? Is your grandfather okay? Like, what? Like, she was so surprised, and I'm like, no, I'm like, we're fine, like, nothing happened, like, he came to pick up the TV, he said it was damaged and that he was gonna repair it, and yeah. So my mom's like, no, you gotta call your uncle right away, find out what's going on, if that was real, like, hopefully it was, blah blah blah, whatever. So I'm okay, I hung up with my mom and I called my uncle right away, and I told him, like, hey, you called someone to come pick up the TV, right? A man showed up, he had all your information, he had a clipboard with a photo of you, your phone number, your address, todo, like, yeah? And he's like, no, that didn't happen, I didn't call anyone, the TV was fine, you just got robbed. And I was like, oh my god. And I immediately start crying. My uncle ended up calling my aunt, they ended up coming home early, and we called the police, but the police back home, you know, they're not like they would be here or in the States, like, where it's, you know, a little more justifiable, and you can actually find these people, whereas back home in smaller countries, that's not really a priority. I mean, unless someone's dead, they don't really care. It's just not worth the hassle. So we called the police, but they didn't really do anything. I kind of just, lesson learned, like, you can't be so naive, you can't be so gullible, but it kind of goes along too with, like, I was so lucky that nothing happened to me. Like, it could have been way worse. Like, had I questioned him, had I been like, what are you talking about, that TV's brand new, like, why would it be damaged, like, I know it's fine, like, they've been watching it, and like, it's perfectly fine. Like, had I argued with him, I probably wouldn't be alive today, you know. So I think about it as a blessing, definitely a lesson. It taught me something really valuable, and I mean, it's been 10 years and I can still remember this man's face. Like, if I was to see him, I would recognize him in an instant. Like, I remember everything he was wearing, the way his fingers looked wrapped around the TV. It's very strange, but I cannot forget him, and like, his image is engraved in my mind, and I cannot, like, forget about it. Like, now I look at the situation, it was funny, and I mean, I learned from it, but I mean, my family makes fun of me all the time, saying that I'm gonna give TVs away, and careful, Rossana, don't give my TV away, please. Like, it's just like a joke now, but I mean, it's something that happened. It was very serious, it was very scary, but I'm thankful that nothing bad happened. I mean, they did lose their TV, but I mean, a TV is replaceable, and they did replace it, of course. But what I wanted to mention was the reason that these people knew that we had this TV was because the box that was shipped from Colombia, where they went on their honeymoon, had the address on it. So when they threw out the box in like the main general garbage where everybody can go, they saw that, hey, this address has this TV. So let's do some research, let's find out who lives there, let's get a phone number, like let's make it look legit, and we'll just go and grab the TV. So yeah, lesson learned, don't write your address on a TV box if you're gonna ship it from another country, or any box really. Don't ever write your address anywhere unless you know where you're writing your address. And just be careful. I mean, it could happen to anyone. It happened to me, and I'm still very grateful, very thankful that I'm safe, I'm alive, and that it's just a story now. So yeah. I can't help but laugh sometimes. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. Please be careful. Don't ever give in to someone like that. And if you do, just remember that the material objects are replaceable, but your life is not. And people love you, people will take care of you, and it's okay, life goes on. So yeah, that is what happened to me. And that's the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in this makeup look, I will have a small tutorial. Maybe my next video will be a tutorial on this look. I really liked it. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!